So, welcome to the channel. It's your girl, Coach Key, aka aka Coach Key, however you want to address me. But anyway, I'm just here to expose one of the biggest myths. I hope I said that right. Myths when it comes to spiritual awakening, when it comes to waking up in this matrix, when it comes to ascending, when it comes to being woke. Y'all already know what it is, but yeah, I just want to expose, one of the top things that a lot of people, when they first are introduced to this so-called community, this awareness, shall I say, everybody comes into it where it seems like most people come into it, thinking that it's going to be peaches and cream, that it's going to be flowers and it's just going to be grand, just this happy thing. I'm here to tell you it's the complete opposite. It's the complete opposite. And I think that's something that needs to be talked about, during this particular so-called time, because a lot of people are confused. A lot of people are frustrated. A lot of people are, they wasn't really prepared for everything that comes with this so-called awakening, this metamorphosis, of the soul. A lot of people like to call it the dark night of the soul or whatever, but you call it whatever you want to call it. Me personally, I look at it like, it's just us non-ether people remembering who we truly are, just being back reactivated. And you got to know, even when it comes to being back reactivated, remembering who you are on a soul galactic level, you got to know it's going to be a lot of discomfort. And a lot of people, wasn't expecting, because most people, when they talk about spirituality, they talk about, oh, you just got to meditate, raise your vibration, raise your frequency. And all that's true. You have to do all of these things. But you got to remember that as you're trying to raise your vibration, trying to lift your spirit, and trying to do things like astral projection, how to jump timelines, you got to remember that for a long time, you've been trapped inside of a cage. Your regular life that you've been living before this whole awakening was something like a cage. It was actually, I think it's a book, it's called Plato's Cave or something like that. And y'all should check that out too. I think it's a book, or you can look it up on the internet. Just look up Plato's Cave, and that whole story is basically, what it's like for most so-called people who come into this spiritual awakening. You go through a time where you just honestly in disbelief into as far as everything that's been going on and leading you up to this awakening, because a lot of us, a lot of people didn't have a clue what was actually going on in America, not only in America, but just overall in this life. A lot of people didn't even know that they was in the matrix. A lot of people didn't even know, and still don't know, or still don't believe that they're in an actual simulation. A lot of people don't even believe, that reptilians and grays, a lot of people don't believe in this stuff, but more and more every day, of course, this stuff is being exposed. They're seeing a lot of the scripted reality from a lot of the stuff going on with the so-called government. And, like, come on, y'all. Like, everybody can basically see what's going on at this point. But there's still a lot of people out there who like to play dumb and naive. And by all means, that's their choice, because a lot of them, I understand, can't wake up because they're actually AI sentient programs. But I'm talking about the ones that, still are, well, I like to consider still a real person, a non-ether person. A lot of people, they still playing dumb out there. But anyway, getting back on point, what I'm saying is, a lot of people come into this whole awakening thing expecting things to be, just great, fine, and dandy. But the complete opposite has to happen. You have to go down this rabbit hole. And as you're going down this rabbit hole, you're going to see a whole lot of things that's going to blow your mind. A whole lot of things that are very hard to believe. And for me, I know for a fact, when I first started my spiritual awakening, my journey, a lot of stuff was very shocking, but eventually I got used to it. And I just, knew how to deal with, you know, a lot of different things, especially when you come into this awakening. You know, you got to know that you become like I don't want to say a target, but you become like a op to the matrix, you know, because you're basically going against the system now. And that's like your whole aura field, everything about you will start to brighten up. But we already know that the so-called fake powers that be, you know, they don't want us walking around here with our light shining bright. They don't want us going against their systems and their beliefs and their narratives that they wrote out for us. So as soon as you start doing that, you know, you become like a target. And for a lot of people, when they come into this awakening, you know, they're not ready for that. They're not ready for the gang stalking. They're not ready for the questioning everything. They're not ready for just so much to be exposed to them. So this is why a lot of people, they just give up. When I spoke about this the other day in another video, saying how it was a lot of so-called people who were, you know, in the process of waking up and learning about so many different things when it comes to metaphysics and astronomy and astrology and all of that good stuff like that, you know. But now it's like, you know, since this is not as popular as it once was, a lot of people kind of walking away from it now, you know. But if you are still standing 10 toes on this, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, I just wanted to say, yeah, when you first come into this, you gotta know that it's not gonna be just like a great experience. You're gonna go through the trials, the tribulations. And what I learned is the era that I'm in an era of now, you know, you're gonna go through the disbelief. You're going to go through the being angry. You're going to go through the just feeling like, you know, everything is wrong. But then you're going to get to a point where you're going to become, I don't even want to say numb, because I always tell y'all that as long as you are existing in this matrix, and if it's still, Babylon is still in control to some degree, you're always going to feel like, you know, just a sense of like you just ready for something better. And it's like, if you don't prepare for that, if you aren't really ready to, I ain't gonna say if you're not ready, but if you feel like things is not happening at the pace that you wanted to, then you gotta know that, you know, you're gonna deal with frustration. You're gonna deal with just you feeling unsatisfied. So if you are living your life still just trying to be happy every day. I was talking about this the other day with somebody, and I was saying how, you know, it's cool to feel happy, but you got to know that happiness is not a fixed emotion. You know, when people talk about keeping your vibration high, y'all know I always talk about keeping your vibration high, but you got to understand that as soon as you are keeping it's always the flip side of things. Happiness, if you want to experience happiness all day, you got to know that sadness is always going to be right around the corner. Because it's that whole duality thing. This is why I always tell you that we are not these feelings. Us non-ether beings, we don't come from a place of feelings. That has been programmed into us. To feel, honestly, to have feelings is any type of feelings is a low vibration. You know, but I understand that since we are still in this 3D plane, until we get to the higher realms, we still gonna have to deal with things like feelings. So happiness in this dimension would be like a high frequency. But you gotta know, trying to maintain that happiness 24/7 is impossible. You're going to always feel those other emotions, and not just strictly sadness, but all of the things in between. This is because feelings is just sensations, and sensations is always just moving throughout this atmosphere, throughout your body. They're going to come and they're going to go. So this is why I always talk about how we have to get to a place inside of us that we are beyond all feelings. You have to get to a place that I like to call the knowingness. And when you are operating in the knowingness, it doesn't even matter if 1 minute you're happy and the next minute you're sad. It don't even matter, you know, because you're operating from a point of knowingness, the 0 point. And when you're in that knowingness place, at the end of the day, you will always know that you are the ultimate power. So it don't matter if things are good or if things are not good. You still are a God in the flesh and in control of how you want to be operating out here. So that's the place that you want to get to. You know, you want to get beyond feelings. And once you get to that place that you are beyond all thoughts and all feelings, that's when you are honestly broken out of the matrix. You know, because that means that they can't just send negative energy away. And hell, even sometimes they try to send positive energy away. Y'all know that there's a whole lot of things out here that would be considered good things happening, but we already know that how they came to us anyway. They came in peace, y'all. You know, the devil always come with a smile. So sometimes some of the good stuff happening in your life, you know, it presents itself as it's good, but on the back end of things, it's not nothing that's really good for you. So just be mindful about that. But anyway, yeah, just knowing if you know anybody and you're trying to introduce them to, you know, spirituality and even though you already know, I feel like we at end game anyway. You at this point, honestly, you ain't waking nobody else up. But if you happen to know some people or a person in your life and you want to introduce this lifestyle to them, you know, you just gotta let them know that it's not going to be no easy ride. And at the end of the day, you just got to be prepared for that and expect that and know that it's going to be like this. It's going to be up and down. But as you're going through this, you're going to eventually get to a point where you're just beyond all of it. And that's going to take practice and repetition. You know, I'm not going to say it's going to happen overnight. You know, it honestly may take a couple years. Who knows how long it's going to take. But at the end of the day, it's as long as you come back online and you remember who you truly are and you're the ultimate power, everything's going to be all good for us. So anyway, I just wanted to go ahead and clear that up. Let y'all know that, yes, when you first come into this spiritual awakening, this whole journey, it ain't going to be all what it's chalked up to be. It ain't going to be you just thinking you're going to be meditating and it's going to be all fine and dandy. And nah, it's going to be the complete opposite. But at the end of the day, if you're a real one, and you know what time it is, even though time don't exist, you know, you're going to win. And that's all that we can do is win. So just remember that. Keep that in your mind. Anyway, till the next time, this is Shara the Goddess, a.k.a. Coach Key. Take care of yourself and vibe up.